Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Jay Holloway. Today, we're going to be discussing part 2 of the Empties, and these are going to be the fragrances. So we're going to go ahead and start off first with the Pink Hibiscus Fragrance Mist by Tree Hut. So I remember when I was in Ulta and I sniffed this scent, I was like, oh my gosh, this needs to be in a perfume, a mist, something. Because if it is, I would buy it. Fast forward to maybe like 3 weeks later at a different location, I saw this, I bought it. And this was, oh, I love the way this smells. It's perfect. Especially considering this is alcohol free and I use this mainly during the spring and summer. It says it has uplifting floral. No, it's called an uplifting fruity floral with keynotes of hibiscus and raspberry. This was delicious. I loved it. So, that was like the only mist I was able to get through during this time period. But we also went through some travel sprays. I'm a firm believer in if you like a scent and you don't want a full bottle, but you just want to experience it, or if you're trying it out to see how you would actually like it when a 2 ml sample is not going to be good enough, then get a travel spray. And that's what I typically like to do. So one travel spray that I got that I actually enjoyed, and I'm considering getting a full bottle, is the Glossier Deux. This is like a beautiful, moist sandalwood. In moist in a good way. You don't get that damp, wet sandalwood, nor do you get that super, super dry sandalwood that could come off like pickles or a hamster cage. This is like very, very, very smooth, and it layers perfectly with Glossier U, the original. It just adds something else to this. It is like an experience. I like this by itself and mixed with Glossier U. Another travel spray that I've recently emptied is none other than the classic Black Opium, but this is Le Parfum. So if you like Black Opium, but you want to love it in a way that is very different, then get the La Parfum because this is going to be more so vanilla based. You get the essence of the original Black Opium without that heavy coffee experience, which I love because as much as I love coffee, like actual coffee, I don't care for coffee scented fragrances or candles, but we move. Another travel spray is Soft Spot by Fleur. Oh, this is going to be a full bottle purchase one day. This is so beautiful to me. Like, I like a nice, clean, powdery, slightly sweet skin scent, and this is that. It's like a hug in a bottle. Like an intimate hug in a bottle. Like, if you like Glossier U, if you like Missing Person, Soft Spot is going to be right up there. And I love it. Speaking of skin, vanilla skin. This is nice. I wanted to experience the perfume version after people really raved and hyped up the body mist. I didn't buy the body mist. I don't know if I am, but I was so happy to experience the perfume. I would buy that. And the last travel sprays that I have are going to be from our good girl, Kay Ali. This is the Yum Bougie Marshmallow one. And with this one, I go back and forth about needing it or wanting it. Like, it is a nice strawberry scent that's creamy and sweet, like a milkshake. But it's like, do I need it? No. Do I want it? Kinda. So I still haven't made up my mind about that yet. It's not a bad scent. And that's what I find about the Yums. If you let them sit a while, they get better. And it makes you want them, if that makes sense. But Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar, got it, used it, loved it, bought the bigger bottle. So there's that on that. So now we're going to focus on the big bottles. And there are several. So what I'm going to do is start off with the ones that are individual. Then we're going to move on to certain houses. Because I cleared about 1, 2, 3, 4 houses. Not entirely from my collection. Although one is about to get essentially removed. But let's go ahead and start with Culture Sud Pacific Vanille Banane. This is at Eau de Toilette. Simply vanilla and banana. I purchased this because of AI the Great. And I also wanted to experience the banana fragrance from La Perfume Artisans, but it was always sold out. But this was available from Soil Garde. I used a coupon code and I got it. I used it. I loved it. I'm not going to rebuy it simply because I have 2 banana fragrances in my collection and I don't need another at this time. But it was a good experience. I don't regret it at all. Another good experience is Dream Dusk by Estee Lauder. Geranium Musk. Perfect. Now, this is refillable, but I'm not going to get I'm not going to refill this. I enjoyed it. The time that we had was perfect. But I can move on from this. Now, if you want a nice, fresh, clean floral scent for everyday wear, I would recommend Dream Dusk. And this is Estee Lauder. I should have been doing this. I'm sorry. I'm not going to reshoot, though. Now, a classic fragrance is Eau de Star by Mugler. Now, this is probably one of the closest renditions to Angel that's very, very similar to the original. And as you can see, there's a little star on the inside. I enjoyed this. This was a fragrance that reminded me of my mom when she would wear the original Angel. I loved the way that smelled on her. It was one of her signatures. So I'm happy that I got to experience this. And if you can find it, get it. But Angel was very, very polarizing. But I loved it down. A fragrance that was equally lovely and so opposite is none other than Splendiris by Dusita. This essentially is an extremely clean, soapy iris. Think like Dawn dish detergent or Ivory dish detergent, but for the body. I love this down. I would recommend. I would repurchase. Definitely. Now, Another beautiful fragrance that I was able to experience. This is from the House of Oud, and this is Breath of the Infinite. Now, the bottles are definitely beautiful. Some would say art. They're hand painted. Peach, musk, apricot. This is bone dry. Oh my goodness. I would definitely repurchase this at a later date if the spirit moves me. I bought it because of the Eva Monroe. She talked about it during one of her older videos. So beautiful. It is so classy. If you just want something very light and something that's going to stand out, then you would love that. And speaking of something light that will stand out, we have none other than the classic Donna Karan Cashmere Mist. This is the EDP version. I love this. I'm going to repurchase. This is the equivalent to a white t-shirt, a white button-up, maybe even like a baby blue button-up. Something classic, clean, and so chic. And Birdie just released an article of fragrances that were inspired by the essence, essentially, of Carolyn Bessette Kennedy. She gave very much quintessential 90s minimalists, and this was a fragrance that was on their list, what they would assume she would have smelled like, or during that time period. This is like jasmine, sandalwood, musk, powder. Very beautiful. Highly recommend. Would definitely repurchase and will get a bigger bottle. I might even get the EDT big bottle. I'm not sure because they do wear slightly different, just slightly. And the last singular one that I have is the Jean Paul Gaultier. This is Perfume. This is a classic scent. The Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male. I'm going to rebuy this. It might be a different version, but I'm going to get this again. I have to have a Gaultier in my collection. There's just something classic about it. And it just never stinks. It's never dated to me. It's just fresh, clean, youthful, and perfect. So I'll be getting that again. Ooh, if you hear noise, it's because these glass bottles, they are cutting up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to maneuver the glass bottles from being on the edge because they're trying to get loose. They know their destination is coming. But we're going to move along to the houses with multiple bottles. So the first one, which makes me so sad because this is going to clear out my collection. It is Diptyque. This is Eau Dwell. And this one is Dosan. Dosan is a lovely aquatic tuberose. And this was the Eau de Toilette version. I love it. Dosan is for the person that loves tuberose, for the person that loves light florals with an impact. This is perfect. I would definitely rebuy this, but I think I want to experience the EDP version. And the way that you can tell the difference is if you see like a mainly white background it's an eau de toilette. If it's black, it's going to be an eau de parfum, which means stronger concentration. But with the toilettes, they give a different wearing experience, a different vibe, and I love that. So Dusan is a bye-bye. Would recommend, would repurchase. And next is going to be for the Vanilla Gras Eau d'Oeil. My friend Stacy says her goddaughter often reminds her that she smells like she's baked cookies with this. And it's like a spiced vanilla scent. Honestly, it is worthy of being a signature scent and an all year round scent. I would definitely recommend Eau d'Oeil. I would repurchase, and like Dusan, I would go for the EDP version just to experience that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go over to one of the houses that I used to love before they were acquired, before things changed, and before I just feel like they became ridiculous in their pricing, and that is Tom Ford. So the first one that got emptied in this round of empties is Jasmine Rouge. And this bottle is beautiful. It is a delicious, voluptuous jasmine scent. This is heady jasmine, very syrupy. And if you like jasmine, you would love this. Would I buy this again? The answer is no. Only because I'm phasing out Tom Ford from my collection, with the exception of Black Orchid and the Soleil Blanc line. Although I don't have either of those would be the only two that would be my vibe, that are classics to me, that are worth having around in a permanent basis, so to speak. But if you like jasmine, I would recommend Jasmine Rouge. Get it on sale, though, because $400 is diabolical. Now, another scent from the private collection that I love or loved that was different is White Suede. Ugh. I said I was going to be through with this, but there is just something about it that is captivating. This is literally like transparent but plush white suede, powder, musk with a hint of smoke. This is truly beautiful. I would recommend it. Am I going to buy it again? That I do not know. I might. I got an email about getting a bottle in like the smaller size. But with Tom Ford prices, I feel like you might as well go for the big size. But I don't know if I want it again. Maybe if my collection was minimal, I would jump on it and say yes. But White Suede is beautiful. It truly is. Okay. So the last Tom Ford is going to be one, let me shine this off, that the girls said is very similar to Kriegler's Abacadabra, which is probably $800 now. And this is Metallique. This is vanilla, white florals, and metal in a good way, like a cold spoon of ice cream. And the campaign featured Joan Smalls, the model. This is so beautiful. I had it for a while. Since it came out. I'm happy for it to go because it was a beautiful wearing experience. If I could get it on sale, would I get it again? Honestly, yes. So this will be up there with like the Black Orchid and the Soleil Blanc. I would have this again. There was just something so cool about it. And it was nice. I liked it. So now we are down to two of my favorite houses. I often call them first cousins. But we're going to go ahead and start off with Christian Dior. So the first one is a Scala Portofino. This was a particular fragrance that I saw many, many, many moons ago that was part of a particular line that they had because it was 3 fragrances. I think 3 or 4. And I feel like they were a limited edition because the others got pretty much canceled or removed. But this one stayed. And I even find this at the Dior Beauty Boutique sometimes, behind the register. This is like a eau de cologne type scent, like with verbena, bergamot, citrus, lemongrass, very, very fresh. Perfect in the heat. Would I recommend? Yes. Would I buy it again? Probably not. And that's only because I mainly am exclusive and partial to the La Collection Privé. But if I could find the other fragrances from this line, then yes, I would get it again. Try to experience that whole gambit. But it is nice. If you like fresh, clean, like lemony scents, I would recommend it. It's clean like that. And another one that I found to be equally clean that I had for a long time is Eau Sauvage. Now this is very much giving office, very much also white t-shirt, very much extinguished or distinguished rather, and just like a quintessential gentleman. Not problematic. Very classic, if you will. Do I recommend? Yes. Would I rebuy? Yes. But I am kind of glad to see this one go. Just because I would wear it to like interviews or to funerals. And although it's not negative, I'm okay with letting this go. Just as a part of growing and growth and healing and closing chapters. I would try the Perfume version. This is not like Sauvage with Johnny Depp. This is way before that. This is like, think 80s. It's giving Cat Daddy, but perfect for an everyday wear. I do recommend. And the last is going to be from none other than my favorite house, Chanel. The first one is going to be Empties. Powdery, leathery. A guy named Ashley, who used to be on YouTube, BMW A5H. He said this was pretty much like the male equivalent to Chanel No. 5. And I can see that. This is like, I believe, my second or third bottle of Empties. Do I like it? Yes. Do I recommend it? Yes. Would I repurchase? Yes. I love this. Very, very very good, classic, and unique in today's landscape of fragrances. And the last is Chanel number 5, and this is a EDT. Now, when I was getting into Chanel number 5, this was right around the time they did the ad with Brad Pitt. This was the version that I bought first. Bought it, sprayed it, didn't like it, returned it. Then I went to the EDP that comes in that classic Chanel bottle. I have gone through so many of those bottles, it's ridiculous. And it was even before I got on YouTube. I enjoyed that. I also love Eau Premiere. That is probably going to be my top version of Chanel number 5. Never experienced the Perfume. I want to. And then Low, which was my least favorite version of number 5. Fast forward, I decided to revisit this, and I like it. And one thing about Chanel number 5, depending on the concentration, you're going to get different nuances. And I noticed that when they sent an email blast, and I was like, huh. And when I thought about it, it's so true. So I had some points at Sephora, and I also had a gift card. So I think I wanted to go ahead and use up the gift card, and I got this. I won the gift card from work. And so I was trying to use up the body cream, and I figured this is going to be a good combo. This was nice. I don't know, I guess it's just something about maturing in your fragrance journey to where this worked. And I'm happy that I was able to experience it. Now, would I recommend number 5? Hell yes. Number 5 is classic. I don't care if it's dated or if it smells like a granny. Granny me down. The Eau de Toilette version, if you like it a little bit lighter, yes, I'd recommend. But I'm going to go back to my EDP version or my Eau Premiere because that's where I get the most joy from number 5. But you guys, that was the end of the Empties. I had to make it a part 2 because I had to talk about the fragrances. And also, I'm probably going to use these as props for my ASMR channel coming soon. But you guys, this is the end of the Empties. Please like, comment, share, and stay tuned for more scented content. Bye.